Good afternoon and welcome to Bill Simoni Field as we get set for this final game of this three-game series between the San Diego Toreros and your Pacific Tigers, Paul Meiskens, along with Kevin Rule. Glad you could join us a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Stockton as the Tigers look to avoid the sweep. As yesterday the Toreros won Game 1 3-0 behind Megan Sabatini, who had one hitter, retiring the final 20 batters in a row. And then Game 2 was the offense came out to play in Game 2, a game that the Tigers lost 9-6. So, Kev, not a shock. Sabatini back in the circle for the Toreros here this afternoon.
No, not shocked at all. I mean, she beat the Tigers in both games, so why not throw her out there, see if she can get the sweep for the Toreros here today. Hopefully the Tigers' bats will come alive like they did in Game 2. Hopefully their defense and pitching will help them out a little bit more today so that they can come away with at least one victory here in the series.
The Tigers will have freshman Kenya Lindstrom in the circle. Behind her from left to right in the outfield, Bourne, Anderson, and Moran Rowan. In the infield, Gustafson at third, Habibat at short, Zapatozzi at second, Lawners at first, and Rachel Stellers behind the plate. As mentioned, the freshman right-hander from Denver, Colorado, Kenya Lindstrom, will get the start here this afternoon. Lindstrom 4-6 on the season with a 4.71 ERA. In 55 innings, she has allowed 37 earned runs while walking 19 and striking out 25. And we saw her yesterday in the final inning of Game 2. She gave up one run in her one inning of work, although I believe she left the bases loaded. So see if she can have a little bit better luck against the Toreros lineup, which pretty much is identical to both of the lineups from yesterday, as they'll have Sandusky leading off, followed by Spence, Hill, Kane, Schultz, Grabowski, Mavridis, Barriatua, and Berriesa, with Sabatini in the circle.
And Paul, yesterday we were talking about Taylor Spence in the 2 spot. She's a freshman, and we found out yesterday why she's a freshman in the lineup, because she was lights out yesterday when she was batting.
Yeah, now over 400 on the season after her performance yesterday, 410 on the season. Also made some nice catches in left field. Also a nice throw late in the game that prevented the Tigers from having a leadoff double in the 6th, which kind of cost the Tigers a run in their comeback attempts, as Olivia Sandusky will lead it off, the junior center fielder, batting .377 on the season. And the first pitch from Lindstrom is low for ball 1.
First pitch, 12:10 p.m.
First pitch, 12:10. A little bit delayed start as we had to wait to water the infield until after the Toreros infield compared to during it. As that one hopper taken by Gustafson, and the throw to first for out number 1. So a big part of both games yesterday was teams getting their leadoff batter on base. And so Sandusky has retired 5-3 for out number 1.
Yeah, and it was kind of interesting. Sandusky didn't even run down the line after she hit that, so I wonder if she kind of tweaked something on that swing.
So speaking of the freshman Taylor Spence, here she is, the freshman left fielder, batting .410 on the season. And she takes a called strike.
Yeah, she definitely, if she gets the ball in play, she's a hard one to get out with her speed, so the Tigers got to be really quick.
Spence, one of 6 Toreros to have started now in all 45 games. That off-speed pitch, a called strike. So Lindstrom ahead in the count, 0-2. Wind blowing out towards right like it often does. You can see the flag moving in right center as that pitch outside, and Spence doesn't chase for ball 1.
Yeah, majority of her hits in Game 1 yesterday were all of the slap variety, the high choppers.
And the 1-2 fouled off at the plate. And some weren't even that high of choppers. They were just choppers, and with her speed, still able to beat it out. She had the one kind of swinging bunt that just got past the circle towards the shortstop, and Habib had no chance. 1-2, and there's the chopper up the middle, and Zapatozzi will get it, but no chance to get Spence. So a 1-out single. Really hard to do much to stop that.
Oh, yeah, there's no way to stop it. You know, that's one of those things, again, why Spence is in the lineup, because if she can continue to do that, you know, she's going to play every game, as you mentioned earlier. So now we got to watch out with her base stealing here.
Yeah, we saw her steal one base yesterday, now 15 for 18 on stolen bases this season, as they will appeal. And the first base umpire, Zach Snell, says Kaylee Hill did not go around. John Ratliff behind the plate. Scott Matthews, the umpire, at second. As Kaylee Hill batting .295 on the season. And that pitch misses high. And you see Sellers, as she's catching it, turns her head to see where Spence is.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have to keep an eye on her, you know, because with her speed, who knows when she'll go and if she'll go. But I'm sure she's ready to try to take off here.
2-0, a high chopper over the head of Gustafson and into left field. So, back-to-back base hits for the Toreros. And that'll have runners on first and second with one out for their cleanup hitter, Lauren Kane, also a freshman, batting .294, 7 doubles, a team-high 7 home runs, and 31 runs batted in. Looks like the Tigers defense playing back a little bit, perhaps because the chop has gotten by him twice in a row. As that pitch misses for ball 1.
Yeah, this way they can be on their toes and ready for it, maybe to fall back a little bit if it starts to go over their head. Also looks like they're in a double play depth in hopes of maybe getting out of this inning.
And that ball's hit well to left, and that'll go over the left field wall. So Lauren Kane, her 8th home run on the season, a 3-run home run to left, and the Toreros lead 3-0.
Yeah, she's the leading home run hitter for the Toreros, and she definitely got all of that one. And it's just one of those things where I know the Tigers didn't want to start out this way, but just like in the last 2 games, here they are trailing 3-0, even though in Game 2 yesterday they had the lead there for a while.
So really the only chance of that ball not being gone was if the wind that's blowing to right really took a hold of that ball and kept it in. But Kane, as mentioned, her 8th home run on the season, and the Toreros lead 3-0 as Tatum Schultz at the plate takes ball 1. Schultz .333 on the season. As the 1-0 misses low for ball 2.
Yeah, Schultz, another one with great speed, so they got to be ready for anything on the ground here.
And 2-0 fouled towards the field hockey turf. A lot going on here at Pacific this weekend. Field hockey actually playing right now as well. Baseball plays on a little bit. Soccer actually is having a exhibition game this afternoon against Fresno State, as that pitch is foul tipped at the plate.
Yeah, when I pulled into the parking lot, I almost thought I wasn't going to get a spot here today.
I think you were all right.
No, I'm actually glad to see so much going on here at the campus. It's a great, beautiful day here in Stockton.
We could have more. We could have had water polo or swimming or something going on too.
Exactly.
As again, a high chopper, Zapatozzi will field it in the throw just in time. So Schultz is retired 4-3 for out number 2.
And again, she showed off that speed I was talking about, where she almost beat that one out, even though it was a routine kind of play. And that's the one thing the Toreros have been doing against the Tigers, is getting the ball in play and trying to beat out the throws.
Yeah, Zapatozzi certainly didn't have time to. She had to quickly field that one and make a strong throw, which she did just in time to get Schultz, as the catcher Mary Grabowski is at the plate, batting .323. Grabowski was named the West Coast Conference Player of the Week last week, and she hits a comebacker up the middle and into center field. So Grabowski, the 2-out single, the 4th hit of the inning for the Toreros, as they look to put together a 2-out rally, and up comes shortstop Danielle Mavridis. Oh. The Toreros certainly seem to have Lindstrom's number. They hit her well, only even though they only got the 1 run in the 1 inning against her yesterday. Leaving the bases loaded as first pitch from Lindstrom, a called strike. And the 0-1 is lined and making a beautiful diving catch is Molly Bourne in left field. That might be West Coast Conference Play of the Week worthy, as Bourne charging in, slides and makes the catch for the final out, but not before the Toreros get a 3-run home run from Lauren Kane. And after half inning, Toreros lead the Tigers 3-0 on PacificTigers.com. The Scholar Share Tiger Pack is back for just $36. You can grab 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas to any Pacific softball game. It's the best value in town. For more information about the Scholar Share Tiger Pack, head online to PacificTigers.com/Tiger Pack. As we head to the bottom of the first inning, defensively in the outfield for the Toreros, Spence, Sandusky, and Berryessa. In the infield, Kane, Mavridis, Schultz, and Hill, with Grabowski behind the plate, and Megan Sabatini in the circle. Once again for the Toreros this afternoon, Sabatini 11-15 on the season with a 3.25 ERA.
The big stat that I see with Sabatini is she's got 138 strikeouts, only 55 walks. You know, it's definitely one of those things, and she showed it in Game 1 yesterday, striking out 9 Tigers.
And although, as we mentioned in Game 2, it seems like the Tigers started to figure out a little bit. She didn't have as many strikeouts. The Tigers put up runs, but unfortunately, the Toreros put up more.
Yeah.
So the Tigers, similar lineup to yesterday. The only real difference, Brink in the number 9 spot is Sarah Anderson will lead off. Anderson batting .358 on the season. One of 6 Tigers to have started in all 41 games this season. The senior from Washington. Probably the Tigers' fastest runner, as that pitch misses high for ball 1.
Met her dad yesterday. Really great guy. Seems like a nice family.
Yeah, as did I. And he tries to fly in and make as many games as he can, especially for her senior season, and I'm sure he's glad to see that one in person as Anderson leads off the bottom of the first with a base hit to center. So the Tigers get a leadoff batter on base as Anderson continues her outstanding senior season with the base hit, and that'll bring up Melanie Habib.
And this is something that in Game 1 the Tigers weren't able to do, get their leadoff person on, but in Game 2 they were, and every time they did, it seemed like they scored. So hopefully they'll continue that trend here today.
Yeah, in Game 2 they scored a run in the first, second, and the fourth, 1 run in each of those 3 innings, and in each of those 3 innings it was the leadoff batter reaching base, although one of them was the home run by Zapotozny as the first pitch to Habib misses high. Habib had the Tigers' lone hit in Game 1 of the doubleheader, and she's really been hitting the ball much better over the last month or so of the season since West Coast Conference play started, as that pitch misses high for ball 2. And I'm sure the fact that the Toreros put up that 3 spot in the top half of the inning is why no signs of a bunt here.
Well, that and again, she was one of the ones that hit Sabatini well yesterday.
And she hits that ball high, and that'll get out of play, bouncing right behind the Tigers' dugout. Not quite the pursuit for the foul balls like they were yesterday afternoon.
Oh yeah, even though we do have a lot of Little League softballers here today.
Yeah, they had them all lined up during the pregame. As that pitched in the dirt and gets through the legs of the catcher, Grabowski. So Anderson will head down to second. See if they rule out a wild pitch or pass ball. I would guess a wild pitch, but either way, the Tigers now with a runner in scoring position and no outs. And a 3-1 count for Habib.
And that's something we like to see here in the first inning because the Tigers were having a hard time catching some breaks yesterday. That's a good break to catch right there.
Will be a wild pitch, and now the 3-1 on the inside corner, so the count now full. Corner infield playing a step or two in from the bag. And the full count pitch, and that ball is hit hard on the line, foul. And looking down to our left, you can see action in the bullpen for the Tigers. Looks like Megan Walters warming for the tough top half of the inning for Kenya Lindstrom. And now the full count pitch once again, and that ball is hit well on the line, and that'll get over the center fielder's head, Sandusky, and roll all the way to the wall. Being waved around and coming in and scoring is Anderson. So Habib and Anderson trade places, and the Tigers with a run here in the first.
And that's something we like to see right off the bat here for the Tigers. You know, no outs, trading spots like that, getting the leadoff hitter in. You know, it got a little scary there when, it got up in the air, and I was hoping it'd get over her head, and sure enough it did. And Coach Colsey had no doubts with waving Anderson in, even though she started to head back to second on that play.
Yeah, in fact, she almost went all the way back to second to tag.
Yeah.
In case, and then it landed, and you could. It would have been shocking if you didn't want to risk sending Anderson with no outs, but somebody's even going back to second like she did with her great speed, easily scoring from first.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, as a coach, you know your players well, so that's where it helps you out.
And so as they talk in the circle, it'll allow me to remind you the new Smoke 9 wing with a mesquite bite and smoking finish. Try it before it disappears. Only at Wingstop. Get at it. And also Louisville Slugger is proud to be the official bat provider of Pacific Softball. Shop for the latest gear at slugger.com. So back-to-back base hits. And the Tigers look to keep things going here in the first as up comes Sydney Lawners, the Tigers' first baseman, hitting .333 on the season. 9 doubles, 6 home runs.
It was great seeing the San Diego coach coming out to talk to Sabatini that so early in the game.
And his first pitch is a called strike. Probably wants her to calm her down and be like, it's okay, we still got a lead, settle down. As the 0-1 is in the dirt for ball one. And I wonder how much of it, as much as the Tigers struggled against her in game one, they certainly looked night and day different in game two. And they've seen so many looks at her now, perhaps they've figured her out a little bit. As that high fly ball will be caught by the shortstop, Mavridis. So Lawners pops out to short in foul territory for out number one.
Yeah, we would hope so. That after seeing her, they saw her in both games yesterday, and now to see her today, that by now they'd kind of have an idea of what she's going to be throwing.
Yeah, I would think 6th, 7th time some of these players are getting an at-bat against her would make things a little bit easier as up comes catcher Rachel Sellers, and she's first pitch swinging, fouls it out of play.
Plus it gets frustrating. You start to take it personally. You're like, wow, here she is. She keeps coming at us, and, I'm struggling against her. Well, you know what? This is it. I'm going to get her back right now.
Yeah, after the first couple of bats, you're thinking, how did that beat me, so to speak? Now the 0-1 once again fouled out of play for strike two.
Yeah, and there goes the rush of little ones going after the ball over here on this side.
They're just lined up for the ball down the right field line instead of the left field.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit more shadier over there.
Although, I don't think it's too bad out in the sun right now either. That's the 0-2, and that ball is hit into the gap in left center. That will score a run. Habit being waved around. She will score standing up. So Rachel Steller's the RBI single. And the Tigers cut into the deficit some more here in the first inning. So another well-hit ball. The third hit of the first inning for the Tigers. And up comes Nicole Zapatozzi. Zapatozzi now hitting .274 on the season. Hit her 6th home run of the year yesterday afternoon in Game 2. A solo blast, which led off the second inning.
And it was against Sabatini, so she definitely has seen enough of her pitches.
And Zapatozzi takes a called strike.
And that's definitely how the Tigers wanted to start off offensively here.
Yeah, certainly looking more like Game 2 yesterday than Game 1, as that pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Grabowski, a nice job to block that and keep Sellers from heading down to second. Tigers 19-21. Toreros 18-26, as a high fly ball to left field, and now coming in and making the catches, Spence for out number 2.
And this also shows the team morale that the Tigers have, because here they have such a dominant pitcher that they're facing. They go down 3-0 in the top of the first, and they come right back at her. They don't fall apart here. So I'm glad to see that today.
Yeah, had they come out and gone down in order, it'd have been thinking, oh, here we go, a repeat of Game 1 yesterday, as up comes Cassidy Gustafson. And the first pitch from Sabatini to Gustafson, a called strike. Gustafson 241 on the season. 5 doubles, 2 triples, 5 home runs, 19 runs batted in. She bats here with 2 outs and a runner on first. And a high fly ball that will land behind the net.
Yeah, just a little too far out of reach for me here in the box.
I know you're ready.
I am. I want that squeeze burger.
No balls, 2 strikes to count to Gustafson. And she fouls another one straight back. So another thing the Tigers are doing is they're making Sabatini throw pitches. Already nearing 20 pitches here in the first. She didn't even throw 60 in the complete game in Game 1 yesterday. The 0-2. A high fly ball. We'll see if that gets out of play once again, and it will. So Gustafson keeps fouling off 0-2 pitches.
Some lucky young lady got that ball.
The count remains 0-2. 2 down here in the bottom of the first. As Gustafson hits a hard ground ball right to third. And Kane will make the throw to first for the final out. But the Tigers respond with a pair of runs, and after 1 inning, Welcome back to Bill Simone Field as we head to the second inning. The 8-9-1 part of the Toreros order due up here in the second against Kenya Lindstrom. Toreros in the first had 3 runs on 4 hits. The Tigers responded with 2 runs on 3 hits. The Tigers trail by 1 as we start the second inning. And Lauren Barriatua will lead it off, batting .212 on the season. And the first pitch from Lindstrom, a called strike.
Yeah, and it's a great way to see Lindstrom come out here, throw first pitch strike here in the top of the second after giving up 3, and then the Tigers responded with 2 of their own.
And that ball is hit hard, and a nice job there by Zapatozny to field that on the move on a hop and make the throw. So second inning in a row, the Tigers get the leadoff batter out as Barriatua grounds out 4-3.
Yeah, that was a great defensive backhand right there. I mean, that ball was hit really hard at her, but she was able to stab at it, get it, and get the out.
Yeah, backhand on the move on a hard hop as the first pitch to Sierra Berriesa misses outside for ball 1. Yeah, as bad as that first inning went for Lindstrom, she has to feel a whole lot better out there knowing her team's only down 1, and they're having luck on offense. If she can go out there and start putting up some zeros, Tigers can get back in this and hopefully avoid the sweep here this weekend. As the count now 1 ball and 1 strike, and Berriesa will show bunt and pull back and take ball 2.
Yeah, and when you have great defensive plays like Zapatozny there, you know, that also helps out your pitcher because then she has more trust in her defense behind her.
As a 2-1, a chopper to Habovitz short. The long throw not in time, and the ball gets by, and heading down to second is Berriesa. So I'm guessing that'll be an infield single and then an E6, which allows Berriesa to go down to second.
Yeah, that was good heads-up base running by Berriesa there because she didn't stop at all. Once she ran past first, she saw the ball trickle in front of her. She just took off.
Yeah, it really didn't roll that far away.
But it was the non-hesitation. Had she hesitated at all, then she would have been, you know, a sitting duck out there at second.
So back to the top of the order, and after that strike, Sellers throws down to second to try to get Berriesa, but Berriesa back safely.
Berriesa only has 1 stolen base attempt, and she was thrown out. So.
You know, 1 misses. Olivia Sandusky grounded out to third in her first at-bat. Now batting .374 on the season. And that is lined into right field for a base hit. Holding at third is Berriesa, so Sandusky with her first hit of the afternoon. And that puts runners on the corners with 1 out. And looks like we'll have a pinch runner at first. Looks like number 14, Hannah Gilliland.
Yeah, she did this a couple of times yesterday. And definitely not the batter you want up with runners on the corners here as Spence is heading to the plate.
14, Hannah Gillian. And now batting left fielder number 1, Taylor Spence.
Yeah, now the Tigers will have a conversation in the circle as up comes Taylor Spence, who singled in the first, then came around and scored on the home run. And the home plate umpire now out in the conversation as well, and it's finally broken up. Spence not only .415 on the season, but .457 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, and she's 7 of 10 in this series.
As first pitch to Spence misses outside for ball 1. And now Habib will come over, have a quick word with Lindstrom. The 1-0. Again, Spence sort of shows bunt and takes ball 2. On the pitch, there's a lot of movement in the infield. And once again, pitch misses the strike zone for ball 3.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell that Spence is in Lindstrom's head as she's trying to stay away from her here. Definitely doesn't want her to hurt her.
And Lindstrom able to hit that outside corner for strike 1. On deck is Kaylee Hill, who singled in the first. And then behind her, Kane, who hit the home run. As the 3-1 on the outside corner. So back-to-back strikes, loads, makes it a full count. See if Lindstrom looks for that corner once again or goes elsewhere. That goes right back to the circle, and Lindstrom throws a one-hopper to first that fortunately went to Lawners for out number 1.
Yeah, no, that was a scary throw, but on the bright side, that's the first chopper that's actually got Spence out.
Yeah, it almost looked like Lindstrom spiked the softball on its way to first, as fouling off that pitch is Hill. Hill hit a single to left field in the first, and then scored on the home run by Kane. As the 0-1 misses for ball 1. Hill now batting .300 on the season. And she bats here with a pair of runners in scoring position and 2 outs. And as the 1-1 is low for ball 2.
How the home plate umpires have been slow on their strike calls in the last couple of games and didn't know what this guy was doing. And as he reached up for his mask, he kind of got me there.
Chasing probably ball 3 is Hill there. As that inside pitch she fouls off for strike 2. Lindstrom a strike away from putting up a 0 here in the top of the second. Although the Toreros 2 runners in scoring position as a 2-2 is rolled foul near the third base coaching box. Really kind of a big at-bat here early on for Lindstrom to try to put up the 0 or a base hit, puts 2 runs on the board as a couple hopper to have a bit short, and she makes a nice throw to first. So Lindstrom gives up a couple hits but strands a pair of base runners, and after an inning and a half, Toreros lead the Tigers 3-2 on PacificTigers.com.
The City of Stockton Municipal Utilities Department asks you to help with water quality and water conservation. Help us maintain clean rivers and a clean delta for everyone by reporting any sewage or bad-smelling water in the street or water running in gutters. Reporting possible problems helps everyone to maintain a clean water supply and healthy environment. Call the 24-hour Emergency Service Center at 209-937-8341.
So we head to the bottom of the second inning. Tigers trail 3-2. The bottom third of the Tigers order due up Moran Rowan, followed by Molly Bourne and Taylor Brink. As Tigers scored a pair of runs in the first to cut the deficit down to 1. And Haley Moran Rowan, batting .250 on the season, hit her first home run as a Pacific Tiger late in game 2, a 3-run home run in the 6th inning, which cut the deficit down to 2. But the Tigers would get no closer and eventually lose by 3.
Right fielder number 4, Haley Moran.
Yeah, but that definitely was a great shot by her yesterday in game 2. And I know the Tigers would like to start off this inning like they did last inning and get this leadoff hitter on.
And the first pitch to Moran Rowan misses high for ball 1. Moran Rowan, the junior transfer from Stockton. She has started in all 41 games for the Tigers. And it's a 1-0 on the outside corner for strike 1. And the 1-1, a couple hopper too short. Mavridis will field it and make the throw just in time to get Moran Rowan.
Yeah, with her quickness, though, she sure made that one a close play. So that was a good job running down the line.
Yeah, and the shortstop Mavridis was playing a bit in, and had she been playing just a few steps further back, probably would have been a base hit. So with 1 out, up comes left fielder Molly Bourne. Saw Bourne make a nice catch in left field to end the first inning as she fouls that one off. Looks like she was going to try to check her swing, and the ball found the bat.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens. It's one of those where it's like, it would have been a ball, but nope. Instead, you foul it off. The worst is when the ball's coming right at you and you try to check your swing, and instead you end up hitting it.
I guess at least it went foul and didn't be a little stay. Not a whole lot of foul territory.
No.
Turned and got back and made the catch right in front of the net for out number 2. So up comes designated player Taylor Brink.
St. Mary's Ram.
One thing, talked about 17 strikeout totals. The Tigers have not striked out yet this afternoon. Putting the ball in play as that pitch a called strike.
Well, yeah, they've been putting the ball in play. They've also been making her pitch more, like you were mentioning earlier, which is something they definitely didn't do in game 1 yesterday.
There's a 1-1. A high fly ball over the visiting dugout. And
there they go.
The race is on.
Yep.
If Brink can get on, he'll be back to the top of the order in Sarah Anderson. And the 1-2, and there's the first strikeout of the afternoon for Sabatini. So for the first time this afternoon, a 1-2-3 inning, and after 2 innings, Toreros lead the Tigers 3-2 on PacificTigers.com. Lincoln Center is Stockton's premier shopping and dining destination. Enjoy boutique shopping, our award-winning restaurants, and family-friendly atmosphere. Conveniently located at Pacific Avenue and Benjamin Holt, less than 15 minutes from the University of the Pacific. Visit LincolnCenterShops.com for a list of stores that offer a discount to all UOP students. Lincoln Center, always in style. And also, we'd like to thank Louisville Slugger, who is proud to be the official bat provider of Pacific Softball. Shop for the latest gear at slugger.com. As we head to the top of the 3rd inning, Paul Meiskens along with Kevin Rule. Glad you could join us as the 4, 5, 6 part of the Toreros order due up here in the third inning as Lauren Kane will lead off. Kane hit the 3-run home run to left in the first to put the Toreros in front. Tigers responded with 2 in the second before both teams were held scoreless in the second. That's the first pitch from Lindstrom to Kane, misses low for ball 1. Kane now 299 on the season as the 1-0 a called strike. Lindstrom through 2 innings has allowed 6 hits, the 3 runs, as a nice job there by Lawners to snag that one and step on first. So Kane is retired 3 unassisted for out number 1.
Number 2, Tatum Schultz.
Lindstrom has not walked a batter or struck out a batter. As up comes Tatum Schultz. Schultz 0 for 1 on the afternoon. She grounded out to Zapatosny at second in the first. Now batting .331 on the season. And she bats from the left side. And first pitch swinging hits a shot to left. That'll land on the warning track and then bounce off the fence. And Schultz in a second. A stand up 1-out double. So Schultz, her 12th double on the year.
Catcher, number 19, Mary Grabowski.
Bourne had no chance to get to that one. Quickly grabbed it, but by the time she got to it, Schultz speeds her way into second base. So up comes catcher Mary Grabowski with a runner in scoring position. Grabowski singled to center in the first. And she's first pitch swinging and lines that one into center field for a base hit. And being waved around and coming in to score is Schultz. So an RBI base hit from Mary Grabowski.
And Lindstrom here wasn't able to get out of this one like she did last inning where she gave up a couple of hits.
Yeah, and that'll do it for Lindstrom. So we'll take the break as well. Tigers have gone to the bullpen and brought in Megan Walters. We'll be right back on PacificTigers.com.
Your attention please, now pitching for Pacific, number 24, Megan Walters.
So the Tigers have gone to the bullpen and brought in Megan Walters. Walters on the season, 3-4 with 3 saves and a 3.14 ERA. In 51 in the third inning, she's allowed 23 earned runs with 17 walks and 18 strikeouts. So after the double from Schultz and the RBI base hit by Grabowski, the afternoon is done for Kenya Lindstrom as the first pitch from Mavridis, or to Mavridis, is a called strike. Mavridis 0 for 1, flew out to left field in the first. A nice sliding catch made by Bourne as that pitch misses high for ball 1.
Yeah, and with Walters coming in here now with the runner on first, hopefully she can get the Tigers out of this inning without too much more damage.
As that pitch misses for ball 2. And Torero's already 4 runs on 8 hits. Tigers 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. A hopper that gets by the third baseman, but Habib does a nice job to back up Gustafson and get the lead runner. As Gustafson dove, couldn't get to it, but Habib going way to her right gets to it and then throws to Zapatosny covering second. So Mavridis reaches on the fielder's choice 6-4. And that'll bring up Lauren Variatua with 2 down. As the first pitch from Walters is a called strike.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play by Habib there at short. As she didn't stop when she saw Gustafson dive, she kept going after it, and that's what helped her get the out.
And a one-hopper right back to the circle. Walters grabs it and makes the throw to first for the final out. But Toreros add a run to their lead, and after 2.5 innings, Toreros lead the Tigers 4-2 on PacificTigers.com. The Scholarshare Tiger Pack is back for just $36. You can grab 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas to any Pacific softball game. It's the best value in town. For more information about the Scholarshare Tiger Pack, head online at PacificTigers.com/Tiger Pack. And also the new Smoke 9 wing with a mesquite bite and smoky finish. Try it before it disappears. Only at Wingstop. Get at it. So we head to the bottom of the third inning. Tigers trail 4-2 as the top of the order due up here in the second inning.
Yeah, and hopefully the top of the order can do the same thing they did in the bottom of the first, where they scored a couple of runs to get the Tigers back in the game. Toreros scored a run here in the top of this inning, so hopefully the Tigers can come back and get 1 or 2 here.
Since that first inning, that saw Anderson, Habib, and Sellers all get base hits. Sabatini has retired 5 straight. But see if the Tigers can continue their performance from the top of the lineup, or if Sabatini can continue setting down the Tigers in order as that pitch bounces in the dirt to Anderson, who singled and scored in the first. Batting .363 now on the season, batting .544 when leading off an inning. Certainly numbers you like to see from your leadoff hitter.
Most definitely.
And that pitch misses high for ball 2.
You know, that's their job. You know, as a leadoff hitter, your job is to get on base, so that way the rest of the lineup can try to bring you around.
And the 2-0 in the dirt for ball 3. Anderson does have 20 walks on the season and 124 at-bats. Just 1 extra base hit, a triple. And taking the whole way, and that's ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk. That's a good start to the inning for the Tigers, getting their leadoff batter on.
Yeah, and something we haven't seen from Sabatini this weekend, actually, is just 4 straight balls.
Yeah, a walk period, let alone a 4-pitch walk.
Right.
So Sabatini walks Anderson on 4 pitches, and up comes Melanie Habib. Habib doubled in Anderson in the first. The shot to center that was able to get over the center fielder Spence as that pitch misses high for ball 1. The 1-0, and Habib swinging away, fouls that one, and it's caught. Anderson tries to tag, and she is out at second. So a double play. Couldn't quite see who caught the ball in foul territory, but Anderson tried to tag up and get to second, and a perfect throw right at the bag.
Yeah, I think it was the shortstop, Matt Veridis, who was able to run over there and catch it.
Number 44, Sydney Lawners.
You know, and I was just going to say before that swing that, you know, here's Sabatini, who's been so strong, but then she threw, 5 straight balls. Maybe you take one until you get a strike called on you.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. You make her throw one before you take the bat off your shoulder again. But Habib flies into the double play. And it was the shortstop that made the catch. And then the throw to get Anderson, who was sliding in head first into second. So with 2 out and no one on, up comes Sydney Lawners as she chases that high pitch for strike 1.
And again, something that cost the Tigers a game in Game 2 yesterday was base running. And here they have another one where, trying to tag up, trying to catch them off guard. That's understandable, but then you end up getting thrown out.
In a case of, it's good to be aggressive at times, but overly aggressive can come back and hurt you. As the 1-1 pitch, a called strike.
Yeah, especially when you're trailing and you need the runs.
The 1-2, Lawners fouls it straight back. Gustafson was just throwing a few pitches in foul territory. See if maybe we see her in the circle at some point this afternoon. Sabatini checks her wrist and now fires in a one-hopper to third. Kane fires easily to get the final out of the inning. So the Tigers get a leadoff batter on but do not score. And after 3 innings, Toreros lead the Tigers 4-2 on PacificTigers.com. Welcome back to Bill Simoni Field as we head to the 4th inning. The 9-1-2 part of the order due up for the Toreros against Megan Walters, who came in relief last inning. Sierra Berryessa will lead it off. Berryessa is 1 for 1. She's singled in the 2nd inning. Now batting 200 on the season.
Yeah, she singled and then went around to second on the throwing error.
As the first pitch from Walters misses for ball 1. And a chopper that'll be foul. Gustafson will field that one halfway between third and home in foul territory for strike 1. And another soft hit ball, and it's going to be a close play at first, and in time. Good strong throw there by Gustafson to just get Berryessa for out number 1.
Yeah, that was a great play again. With a lot of these hitters, you have no chance to bobble it or even think about it. You just got to pull the ball out of your glove and throw, and that's what she did there, and great job.
So that'll bring up Hannah Gilliland, who came in as a pinch runner and now playing left field as Gilliland takes ball 1.
And I'm wondering if that stems from, like I said, in the first inning when Sandusky grounded out to third, she actually didn't run all the way out. So I wonder if she might have hurt herself.
Yeah, one of those. Did she hurt herself, or did she get taken out of the game for not running it out?
Oh, that is true too.
I mean, that's certainly always the option as well. You know, as a coach, if you see a player not out there hustling, you're not going to leave him out there.
Oh, no, without a doubt you're not. And that is, the thing you're going to do is yank her right away.
As that ball is hit fouls.
But being that they had her come up to bat again in the second inning is what makes me think maybe it might be an injury.
As that ground ball, Lawners had to get away from her a little bit, but able to recover and step on first. So 2 up and 2 down here in the fourth. And that'll bring up
Left fielder number 1,
Taylor Spence, the freshman, was giving the Tigers trouble all weekend. When Gilliland came in and went to left, Spence moved from left to center as that pitch a called strike. Spence 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Singled and scored in the first, and then grounded out back to the circle in the second as that pitch misses outside for ball 2. Spence swings and misses there on the 2-0. Or actually, it's 1-2 is the count. And there's a chopper up the middle, and even if Zapatozzi had gotten to that ball, probably would have had no play on Spence. So, can you say if she gets that hop, it's over.
Yeah, that's her trademark right there. So far in this series that we've seen, if Spence, she gets it down on the ground, and once it's down on the ground at any sort of chop, she's going to beat it out.
So the 2-out single, and now the first pitch to Hill misses low for ball 1, and teams are going to have to figure something out because she's not going anywhere anytime soon. Just the freshman.
Yeah.
We're going to be seeing her for 3 more years, and that ball is lined into the left center gap, and we'll see if they wave Spence and they put up the stop sign. So a nice job by the Tigers outfield to quickly get the ball and get it in to keep the speedy Spence from scoring all the way from first.
Third baseman number 11.
So the 2-out double by Hill puts runners on second and third with 2 outs for third baseman Lauren Kane, who hit the 3-run home run in the first. Grounded out to Lawners in the third. As first pitch swinging, a ground ball past a diving Gustafson and into left field. That'll score a run. So the 2-out rally continues. The third straight hit with 2 outs as Kane, her 4th RBI on the afternoon. The RBI single to left. She now has 35 RBIs on the season. And that'll bring up Tatum Schultz, and now timeout is called.
Yeah, Tigers want to talk about it here. Kind of calm down Walters a little bit. Let her know, hey, we got 2 outs, so let's just go after Schultz here. Get her out, get out of this inning, and our bats will try to come alive in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, she got the first 2 batters. Got the first 2 batters she faced last inning as well. She got Barrios and Gilliland out before the chopper to center by Spence, followed by the double by Hill, and then the RBI base hit by Kane. And up comes Tatum Schultz. Schultz hit a double to left center and then came around and scored in the third. As she's first pitch swing, a blooper to left, that'll land for a base hit. So aggressive first pitch swinging here by the last couple batters for the Toreros. As Schultz, the RBI single, her 12th RBI on the year, and it's now 6-2.
Yeah, the hit brigade just keeps starting. As now the Toreros in double digits in the hit column with 12 now.
Yeah, and that now brings up Mary Grabowski, who's 2 for 2 on the afternoon. Oh, we saw it yesterday. They didn't have much over the first 3 innings, and I believe 9 runs and about 15 hits over the last 4. As that comebacker right back up the middle for a base hit, and being held at third is Kane. So I want to say that's the 3rd straight batter that's got a first pitch base hit.
And you'd be correct.
So perhaps don't throw anything near the plate on the first pitch to the next batter.
Yeah, make her try to chase one. Maybe throw it into the, well, I'd say throw it in the dirt, but with bases loaded, you don't want to skip it away. So
Yeah,
maybe throw her a high one and see what happens here, or something outside, just
and
keep it away.
Tigers having a conversation in the circle, and I'm not really sure what they're talking about, but Walters turned back to almost see when the ump was going to come and break it up.
Yeah, she probably just wants to be left alone, just wants to try to go after the hitter.
So up comes shortstop Danielle Mavridis. Mavridis is 0 for 2 on the afternoon. And she's first pitch swinging, fouls it off for strike one.
Hey, at least this one was out of play.
And Mavridis, one of only a few Toreros that doesn't have a hit this afternoon until now. And she singles that one into right field for a RBI base hit. So all of this has come with 2 outs as they got Berryessa and Gilliland, and now 6 straight hits with 2 outs as another run scores, and it's now 7-2.
Designated player number 22, Lauren Berriatua.
And that brings up the designated player, Lauren Berriatua, who is 0 for 2 on the afternoon. A ground out to second, and then a ground out to the circle as not swinging on the first pitch. And Sellers throws down the first. Mavridis back in safely after the called strike from Walters.
Yeah, and Berriatua now the 9th batter this inning for the Toreros.
As that pitch misses for ball one, and that didn't miss hitting Berriatua by a whole lot. Had she not turned a little bit to get out of the way, probably would have hit her in the left shoulder as she smashes one into left field past a diving Gustafson. So 7 straight hits now with 2 outs here in the 4th inning as the bases remain loaded, and it's now 8-2. So for the second time here in this inning, up comes Sierra Berryessa. Berryessa started this inning with a ground out to third. It's 1 for 2 on the afternoon. As that pitch misses outside for ball one.
Number 10, Sierra Berriessa.
Yeah, and this is one of those innings where, as a defense, you're just out there trying to figure out, okay, can we just get this last out and get out of here?
And finally the Tigers do get the final out as Bourne. A nice catch in foul territory, but the Toreros 7 straight hits with 2 outs as they score 4 runs in the 4th, and after 3.5 innings, Toreros lead the Tigers 8-2 on PacificTigers.com. Lincoln Center is Stockton's premier shopping and dining destination. Enjoy boutique shopping, our award-winning restaurants, and family-friendly atmosphere. Conveniently located at Pacific Avenue and Benjamin Holt, less than 15 minutes from the University of the Pacific. Visit LincolnCenterShops.com for a list of stores that offer a discount to all UOP students. Lincoln Center, always in style. And also, Louisville Slugger is proud to be the official bat provider of Pacific Softball. Shop for the latest gear at Slugger.com. So certainly has been more like game 2 yesterday than game 1, although not the way the Tigers were hoping today would go as they look to avoid the sweep. Trailing 8-2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th with the 4-5-6 part of the Tigers order due up.
Yeah, the Tigers have a lot of work ahead of them, to try to come back from this 6-run deficit, but they have 4 innings to work with, so it's still plenty of time for them. They just have to be patient here, try to get runners on, be smart on the base paths, and hopefully get some runs across.
Well, yesterday in game 2, the Tigers were down by 5 late, and they were able to put up a 3 spot in the 6th to cut it down to 2. Could have maybe had more if not for a batter making it out on the base paths. So the Tigers have the offense to get back in this thing, but you never like to trail by 6, to say the least.
No, no.
So up comes Rachel Sellers, Tigers catcher, who singled in a run in the first inning. Now batting .365 on the season. She's hitting .522 and leading off an inning. And that pitch misses for ball 1.
In fact, she is the last batter to get a hit for the Tigers in this game against Sabatini.
Yeah, since then, she's faced the minimum, although she did walk a batter to lead off last inning before the double play. As that pitch misses outside for ball 2. Before that walk, she had retired 5 in a row. And then caught the double play on the ground out to end the last inning. So a 2-0 count to Sellers here, and that ball is hit hard in the left field. A ground ball single to left. So for the second inning in a row, the Tigers with a leadoff batter on. As Sellers with the single to left, her second hit of the afternoon. No.
Yeah, that was a nice hit by Sellers there. Maybe get some started here for the Tigers finally.
Yeah, you don't expect to just put up a 6 spot in an inning and get right back in it, but to chip away, it'd be nice to see it. Hopefully a run or two to cut into this 6-run deficit. As up comes Nicole Zapatozzi, who flew out to left in her first at-bat. And she's first pitch swinging, fouls it off for strike 1.
Yeah, you're right there, Paul, where it's like you just want to chip away, and sometimes as you're chipping away, then that's when a 6 spot ends up happening, just because you're in the groove of things. So first things first, just want to try to get the runner at first around to score.
Yeah, and kind of like the top of this inning. I mean, the inning just started with 2 quick outs, and then they just kept aggressively swinging, putting it in play. And before you know it, there's a 4 spot for the Toreros as the 1-1 pitch, an off-speed pitch for a called strike. Mentioned Zapatozzi hit her 6th home run of the season yesterday. And a big swing and a foul ball there.
Yeah, she would love to get number 7 right here. That'd definitely get the Tigers back in this game.
The 1-2, once again, fouled back. And to the disappointment of my partner, Kevin, and barely hit the top of the net.
I know, just a few more inches. It would have been right here in the box, I'm telling you.
No, as hard as that ball was hit, if that cleared, it would have cleared. What we need is a bad bunt that just barely clears the screen, bounces on the cement, and then bounces to the window. And that's another fly ball headed towards the field hockey turf. As close as we are to the net, that's about how it would have to be. It really would have to be a high fly. The 2-2, and that ball is way foul.
You always love seeing those, but when you do, you're like, oh man, if only it had been straighter. Telling you, if she could get a hold of one here, definitely get the crowd back into this. And
right over your head.
Yeah, it's coming for me.
And the 6-person race for the foul ball.
Thought about making it 7, but nah, I'm a little cozy here in my seat.
By the time you would have got out of your seat, the ball was already picked up. They were on it back there as that 2-2 pitch misses high and the count now full. And I've seen Zapatozzi do this a lot over the
I was hoping so out there, and Mavridis was able to hang on.
So Gustus.
All the Toreros in the
and the 1-1, and Moran Rowan, it's one of those high fastballs that look good. Yeah, the 1-2 misses high, and this time Moran Rowan does not swing.
Yeah, they tried to get her on the same pitch, but this one started off a little bit higher than.
So when it starts off over your head, don't swing.
Yeah, exactly.
And now the 2-2, a pop-up in the infield, and it'll be the third baseman, Kate, making the catch. So the Tigers get a leadoff base hit, but do not score, and after 4 innings, Toreros lead the Tigers 8-2 on PacificTigers.com.
The City of Stockton Municipal Utilities Department asks you to help with water quality and water conservation. Help us maintain clean rivers and a clean delta for everyone by reporting any sewage or bad-smelling water in the street or water running in gutters. Reporting possible problems helps everyone to maintain a clean water supply and healthy environment. Call the 24-hour Emergency Service Center at 209-937-8341.
So we head to the 5th inning, and the Tigers have brought in Cassidy Gustafson to pitch. So we saw her warming up an inning or two ago, and so the Tigers will bring her in, replacing Megan Walters. So the third pitcher of the afternoon for the Tigers here in the 5th inning, as the Tigers trail 8-2. The Toreros 8 runs, 15 hits, and no errors. Tigers 2 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. As Tigers down to their final 9 outs to try to avoid the sweep here this weekend.
Now left field, number 20, Taylor Covington. Now at third base, number 30, Molly Bourne. And now pitching for the Tigers, number 74, Cassie Gustafson.
So along with Gustafson in the circle, sounds like Taylor Covington is now in left field and Molly Bourne now at third. So fix your score sheets and defensive lineup for the Tigers. So the top of the order for the Toreros due up here in the 5th inning, as Hannah Gilliland will lead off. And she drops the bunt, and it's a good one. That's going to be a base hit. So the lone player in the San Diego batting order without a base hit yet this afternoon now has a base hit, as Gilliland replaced Sandusky. So that was just her second at bat, but the bunt single to lead off the 5th. So
And here comes Spence.
So Sandusky, in fact, who was replaced by Gilliland, did have a base hit. So 10 different players for the Toreros all have at least 1 hit here this afternoon.
Out of their 16 total as a team.
I guess it helps also in last inning they had 7 straight base hits. It's going to mark off hits for most of your team. And it's the first pitch from Gustafson to Spence, a called strike. Spence 2 for 3 on the afternoon, as that pitch misses low for ball 1. Spence singled and scored in the first, singled and scored in the 4th, and then in the 2nd didn't quite get the chop she wanted. Back to the circle, and there's a soft hit back to the circle. Gustafson fires in time for the out. So Spence retired for the 2nd time this afternoon on a ground ball back to the pitcher. As, while not a sac bunt, it does get the runner in scoring position. As up comes Kaylee Hill.
And Hill's been hot today. She's 2 for 3 with a single and a double.
As that pitch misses high for ball 1.
And she's someone the Tigers don't want to see on base, because every time she has got on base, she's come around to score in this game.
1-0 misses. Thought it missed, although strike on the scoreboard. Either way, that ball is hit wall to right field, and that is gone. A home run for Kaylee Hill, her third home run on the season. A 2-run home run to right, and it's now 10-2 Toreros.
And with that home run now, she's just a triple away from the cycle today.
Yeah, although she might not get another at-bat here this afternoon. So Hill, the home run to right, is
Left fielder, third baseman number 11, Warren.
she hit that one well and also hit it to kind of where the wind is, and it easily cleared the wall in right center. So the 2-run home run for Hill, and the Toreros lead 10-2 here in the 5th, as that brings up Lauren Kane, and that pitch misses outside for ball 1. Kane 2 for 3 on the afternoon. She hit the 3-run home run in the first inning. Also had an RBI single in the 4th, so 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs. Now 35 RBIs on the season for the Toreros third baseman, as that pitch misses inside. Toreros now 17 hits on the afternoon. As taken the whole way there is Kane. It's a 3-0 pitch, a called strike. And Kane will head down the first with the walk. So Kane reaches for the 3rd time this afternoon, and that'll bring up Tatum Schultz. Schultz 2 for 3 on the afternoon.
Yeah, so the Toreros, after scoring 9 runs in Game 2 yesterday, have scored 10 in this game.
And that's the first pitch from Gustafson, a called strike. Schultz now 340 on the season. Doubled and scored in the 3rd, singled in a run, and then scored as well in the 4th as the 0-1 off-speed pitch in there for a called strike. It's the 0-2 in the dirt for ball 1. Tigers already are going to need a score in the bottom of this inning to keep the game going. Hopefully it won't get any worse than it is right now, as the 1-2 well outside, and Schultz does not chase. Two is a hard hit ball, fair down the line into the corner for an extra base hit, as being held up, and now the throw down to second, and back in safely is Schultz, nearly thrown out, headed back to 3rd. So a bit of a odd play, as the umpire down the first base line threw up his hands like it was foul, while the home plate umpire was pointing fair ball.
Yeah, I think that's what Coach Colsey just came out to ask them about, because I thought it was foul because I wasn't looking at the home plate umpire. I was looking at the first base umpire, and, yeah, he jumped out of the way with his hands up saying foul, so I figured the play was dead.
Yeah, I thought the ball was fair to begin with, but then I saw him throw up his arms foul, and then I saw at the same time the home plate umpire going fair, and they kept running. So, and then Schultz almost gets thrown out at second as Kane was held up at 3rd. So Schultz needed to scramble back and nearly thrown out. So a lot going on there. Schultz the double down the line. And up comes catcher Mary Grabowski, who was 3 for 3 in a high fly ball to right field that Moran Rowan will catch, and tagging up and coming in to score is Kane. So Grabowski, after 3 straight singles, the sac fly to right scores a run, and it's now 11-2 here in the 5th.
Yeah, both runners are smartly tagged up there. So Schultz is over at 3rd now with 2 outs.
And up comes shortstop Danielle Mavridis, who is 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Her first hit came in that 4th inning rally as looked like she was trying to check her swing. And once again, the ball finds its bat.
Yep. Now this case, unfortunately for the Tigers, it didn't go fair. That hopefully would have been the last out.
As the 0-1, there's an off-speed pitch, a called strike.
Yeah, that was a beauty. Mavridis wasn't expecting that at all.
And now the 0-2, another off-speed pitch that misses just high for ball 1.
Yeah, I almost got her to chase on that one too. So she definitely wants to hit.
Tigers in the bottom half of this inning will have the 8-9-1 part of their order due up as that ball is fouled off. So a 4-run 4th and now a 3-run 5th, and the Toreros in front 11-2. As the 1-2 to Mavridis, a soft line drive caught by Haberbat short for the final out, but the Toreros score 3 more runs in the 5th. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Tigers trail 11-2 on PacificTigers.com.
So there's one runner left on base for San Diego in the 5th.
Well, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Tigers need at least 2 runs to keep the game going, as a pinch hitter to lead off here for the Tigers, Kristen Stein. We saw her as a pinch runner yesterday, but now we'll pinch hit here in the 5th. As the first pitch from Sabatini, a called strike.
Sabatini again with another strong game today. 2 runs, 4 hits.
Yeah, the Tigers got 3 of those hits in the first inning and not much sense, as the swing and a miss there by Stein for strike 2.
Yeah, if anything, Sabatini's really shown that she has the Tigers' number this weekend. Even though they did come alive a little bit against her in game 2, even though the Toreros battled back.
As that pitch misses outside for ball 1. Tigers next weekend will be back home, a doubleheader on Friday, and then a lone game on Saturday against BYU. Another tough series as BYU just swept St. Mary's this weekend. St. Mary's team that the Tigers last weekend was 1-2 against. BYU was the preseason pick to win the conference. Tigers were picked to finish second. Hasn't quite gone as well as the Tigers had hoped, as the 1-2 fouled off.
So the Cougs are coming from Utah, huh?
Yep, the final West Coast Conference home series of the season. Tigers finished the season in West Coast Conference play on the road against LMU. And then a non-league game here at Bill Simoni Field against Cal in between that, as the 1-2, a called strike on the outside corner. So down on strikes goes Stein for out number 1. So
Number 25, designated player Taylor Brink.
that'll bring up Taylor Brink, the senior from Stockton, batting from the right side. First pitch swinging, a high fly ball, and able to make the catch is Grabowski. So Grabowski's had a nice day defensively and offensively. 3 hits. The sac fly in her last at bat, and she's done a nice job to make some catches in foul territory.
Now you see why she was named WCC Player of the Week.
Yeah. I would say she has a good chance to be it again after this weekend, but her biggest competition might be her teammate, Taylor Spence. So the Tigers down to their final out, and Sarah Anderson at the plate. First pitch swinging, a ground ball to third. The throw to first in time, and that'll do it here this afternoon. So Tigers looked like it was going to be an offensive battle. Tigers came back with 2 runs in the first, had 3 hits in the first, but after that, that was about it. The Trails a run in the third, and then 7 straight hits and 4 runs coming with 2 outs in the fourth, and then the 3 spot in the fifth for the 11-2 win here this afternoon. So, Kev, tough weekend here for the Tigers.
It certainly was. You know, being outscored 23-8 in the whole series. You know, that's definitely a tough one for the Tigers. You know, but they had some bright sides. You know, they did battle back in Game 2. Even here in Game 1 at the beginning, you know, going down 3-0 right away, they battled back yet again. So, looking forward to the series against the Cougars coming up, and of course the Cal Bears right after that.
Yeah. So the Tigers with the loss fall to 19-22 on the season, 2-7 in West Coast Conference play, while the Toreros with the win improved to 19-26 and 5-4 in West Coast Conference play. So the Tigers, as mentioned, back here on Friday for a doubleheader against BYU, which hope you can join us here at Bill Simoni Field, or we will have the action for you on PacificTigers.com. So for Kyle, who did a nice job with the graphics as always, and my partner Kevin Rule, I am Paul Meisons. Glad you could join us as once again your final score. The San Diego Toreros defeat the Pacific Tigers 11-2. This was Pacific Softball on PacificTigers.com.